Do you know what type of home you're able to afford? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the steps that's going to help you to figure out exactly what you're able to pay for. Welcome back, guys. My name is Dean King. I'm your local realtor here in Vero Beach, Florida. And in today's video, we're going to talk about exactly what type of home you're able to afford, as well as what lenders are actually looking for whenever they go to approve you or disapprove you for a home loan. So let's get started. Now, first things first, whenever you go to shop for a home, you need to at least have some sort of general idea as to what you can afford, because no longer are the days where you can just spend $30,000 in a basket of strawberries on a move-in ready home. So I have an equation for you that's going to help you to figure out exactly what type of home is going to fit in your budget. Now, lenders use what is called a 28-36 rule. They use this as a tool to determine whether or not you, the borrower, are able to pay back your mortgage loan. Now, 28 in this case just means that your total monthly payment for your mortgage shouldn't exceed 28% of your total gross income. So 28% should be less than or equal to your TGI, which is total gross income. There we go. And then the 36 in this case simply just means that your total debt can exceed 36%. So again, less than or equal to total debt, which is TD in this case. Now, what does this mean for you? So obviously you're gonna have to put in your own numbers, but this is being calculated on my end by national averages. So the national average of a household income is between $75,000 to $80,000. So we're gonna use the low end of that. So if we know that we're making $75,000 a year, which is not too bad, $75,000 a year, you then divide that 12 months is $6,250. That will be your monthly gross salary. That's your gross, not your net. So just keep that in mind. Now, what do you do with the $6,250? So the $6,250, you then will multiply by 28%. So remember, you want your total gross income to be 28% of your mortgage, or that's the ideal route to look at. So 28%. So then what does that equal? So $6,250 multiplied by 28% will then equal $1,750 a month. So that ideally, if you're making $75,000 a year, you would be able to afford $1,750 a month. Now, what does that mean in terms of pricing for a home? So that monthly payment in terms of today's market would be around $250,000 to $300,000 with a home. Now, obviously that $50,000 fluctuation has to do with mortgage rates and mortgage types and what you specifically are qualified for due to your credit or debt to income ratio, which is actually what we're going to talk about next. So DTI, or debt to income ratio, is another important factor that lenders look at when determining whether or not you're qualified for a certain mortgage loan type. So the DTI ratio is figured out using total monthly debt payments. I'm just going to put TMDP in this case, just that way it's quick. And then total monthly gross. So whatever you're making, the total amount without taxes and everything taken out. So total monthly debt payments, total monthly gross, multiplied by 100. Now you'll get something like, it might be on the lower end, like 20%, or it might be something on the high end, like 60%. Whatever it is, the sweet spot that lenders are looking for is going to be around 41 to 44%. Now, if you're in that sweet spot, you would be considered a good borrower to a lender. So they would be able to trust you giving their money to you and then paying back that mortgage loan. They would trust you to do that, which is good news for you. You're qualified to get the home. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. So use this if you want. Obviously, you want to plug in your own numbers and everything, calculating, what works for you, what type of home in today's market would fit that number. But if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment or give me a call, and I'd be available to answer any questions you may have. Thanks so much again for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.